Present warm greetings to our lovely viewers and subscribers. You're welcome again to another exciting episode of One-on-One Show with Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. Let me ask you a question. Do you really know Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher? Hey, Sister Cruz, I guess you don't. Join me on today's episode as we delve deeper into the life history of Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. My name is Jennifer Yaira. I'm here with Nanaya Ejapon as my co-host and Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hello, Nanaya Ejapon.
Hello, Jennifer Yayo.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I want to ask you this question. Do you really know Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher?
Not really, but since he's here, I'm about to know more about him.
Okay, so what's your expectation on today's episode?
I'm wishing to know more about his personal life, family, and his loved ones as well.
Okay, that's very nice. Then let me go straight to Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. Hello, Doctor. You're welcome to today's episode.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good by the grace of my living God.
Most people are wishing to know more about you today.
Yes, I've come far. I'm grateful, although I've not reached my highest potential.
Okay.
People think that I've reached far, but to me, I have not even started my journey.
Okay.
But I am highly grateful for the grace and protection and mercies of my living God, having gotten me this far. So I'm grateful.
Okay. Doctor, my first question for today is, we all know you by Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. What is your real and full name?
My real name is Paakwesi Afro.
Okay.
But when I was being given birth to, I was given the name David Afro.
David Afro.
David Afro.
So that's your English name?
English name, the name I used when I was born.
Okay.
My parents willingly gave them to me. So David Afro. But I was born on Sunday. Sunday was my soul day. For this reason, Infanti, it is called Paakwesi.
Okay.
But in Ashanti, you say Akwesi.
Okay.
I'm not Akwesi, I am Paakwesi.
Okay, that's nice. So how did you come by the title Doctor and African Philosopher? Such a huge leap.
Okay, I didn't name myself doctor.
Okay.
I quite remember when I started this journey on air, not privately, on air. I used to work at Karamat Herbal Clinic.
What?
Karamat Herbal Clinic.
Okay.
Karamat Herbal Clinic is located at Anya,
Okay.
Palace Town. So I was working there as an interim doctor. I snapped some pictures. The day I went for my first interview on Click Radio, Mr. Handsome, who was then the presenter, asked me for one of my most beautiful photos. So he will edit them and use them on my flyer.
Okay.
So Nanaya was my personal assistant and he is still my personal assistant.
Okay.
He took that picture, sent it to him to be edited, to be used on the flyer. Luckily enough, I wore that doctor's suit. That picture I took, thank you, as an interim doctor. He sent it to him and he willingly gave the name Dr. Paakwesi to me, but I have not even remembered calling myself doctor within a day.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the whole history about Doctor.
Yes.
What about the African Philosopher?
The African Philosopher was given to me by Odelia.
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 Okay.
She worked at Accra FM. Accra FM, found within the environs of Cantonment. So I met her in one of the heyday. He named me African Philosopher. He watched my program when Nania sent to her for the first time, and she said that I spoke wisdom, I spoke sanity, I spoke well, whatever question I was being asked. So she willingly studied these qualities and gave me some names that commensurate the answers I gave to the questions presenters did ask. She chose one of the names, African Philosopher.
Wow.
So I didn't choose the name for myself.
So it was Mom Odelia who gave you that African Philosopher.
Yes.
We thank her very much. I'm serious.
She's done well.
She's done really well. Okay, so when and where were you born? And if there are any circumstances surrounding your birth, kindly tell us.
Okay. My real birth date is on the 21st of February, 1988.
1988, okay.
21st February, 1988.
8.
It was a Sunday, 5:11 a.m.
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Okay.
I cried from my mother's womb.
Okay.
Yes. And I was giving birth to at Guma Ogwa. That's where I come from. Guma Ogwa Government Hospital. On that day, when I came, I looked like an old man. Yes, I had no hair on my crown, but I had only, few ones over here. But my crown and my occiput were empty. Synchronicity. I was giving birth to, at that time, with a certain boy. And the mother of that boy happened to be my mother's friend. The boy was conceived in about 2 hours. I came, but he was looking so handsome with hair around his body. He looked like a girl, but he was male. The woman compared myself to his baby and mocked at me at that time that I looked like an old man. So my mother should put aside me and take her modern baby.
Really?
So in our language we say Enkraiba, Akraba, a baby who has been born in a city. And I resemble a village baby because I had no hair on my crown and my occiput at the back of my head. So I was being called an old village baby. Anyone who came to visit my mother at the hospital, the nurse who held my mother out in her labor took me inside and asked those visitors to talk to my mother and go away. When they went, she brought me back to my mother and placed myself around her. She warned my mother that I am not a child. I am a grown person and a very old soul in a small body. So if she keeps helping her fellows or contemporaries, mocking me all the time, I'll die and go back to wherever I came from. So she stopped and stopped her friends as well to stop mocking me. So all mockeries ceased. But before I was born, my father used to work for Kantanka. My father was an auto electrician and used to repair Kantanka's cars at Latebi Okoshi. It is found around Mataiko, thereabout. So one day, my father went to him and then he looked at my father's face and asked, "Do you know who I am?" That was what Apostle Safo asked him.
Your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Dad. My father is called Paul Afo.
Oh, Afro.
No, Nana Kwame Afo.
Okay.
My father couldn't answer, and he told my father that he would give him something so valuable, more than he could imagine. So my father thought that maybe one day he will give him some money, but it was not so. My father's plans became defeated over there. And when my father met my mother, they had their first born female called Kukua, Sister Kukua. She's called Cecilia Afo. 5 years later, there was no child coming, no pregnancy. Conception was very difficult on my mother's side. So my father took her to Kantanka, Apostle Safo.
Again?
Yes.
Okay.
And he asked them to go for she will conceive so soon. That was when I came in. Yes.
Delayed for 5 years.
Delayed for 5 years. Yeah. And I'm very happy that I came from a genius, a god of Africa, star of Africa. I don't know what name to give him. He is beyond every other title we've given him here on earth. So when I was giving birth to, my father didn't go there again, and they gave me the name David Afo. So all this while I felt that I was special, but I didn't know anything about my future or anything. Later, those surreal experiences came in, which we will talk about as time goes on. So here I am, Paakwesi, as the second born of Paul Kwame Afo and Agnes Sa, my mother's name.
So that's the circumstance around then your birth. I think Nana Yaya Japan wants to come in, so
Nana,
I'll give her the platform to come in, because I can see the way her lips is moving up and down.
Nana, ask me a
Giving me
question.
signal, I want to come in. Okay, so Nana Yaya Japan, you can just take the platform.
Doctor,
Yes, madam.
give us a short history about your family background, your hobby and educational background too.
Okay, I started schooling at Odoko Kindergarten. It is found in a suburb within Odoko known as Otate, a Ga community. I have spent the whole of my life in Accra, but I have not stayed in my hometown for even a month. But I can perfectly speak my language or my mother tongue so well.
Wow.
Yes. I started schooling over there, and you know what? When I was writing my last examination, my entrance exams to class 1, I failed that exams. My mother gave me some beatings.
Really?
Because I have failed to pass that exam. But fortunately, I was being promoted. When they taught, I didn't understand. But before that, anything I was being taught, I came home and recited everything. I didn't leave a word of what we were being taught in school, but I didn't understand. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, the New and the Old Testament, we were taught at school. I came home and recited everything to my mother. Anyone who passed by, I stopped the person and did recite everything to him or her. I liked to complain a lot when I was a child. When I got cut, a small cut on my body, I'll make sure that any person who is passing by
Yes.
will hear about it.
Yeah.
I will report right now. I was being promoted to Odoko 4 and 5. It is a government school, a very old government school. It is also found at Cheneboa, near Wesley Grammar and Secondary School, Cheneboa. 4 and 5 school near the St. Anthony School and Sunbeam School. That was where I started my class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, 5, and I left there.
When you left, where did you move to?
Yes, I transited to Apostle Safo School of Arts and Sciences. I was very cool. I was not friendly at that time. You always see me in my corner. I did like food. So much. You will see me around the coal pot all the time, waiting for food to be prepared for me to eat. Apart from that, I didn't have many friends, only the few. Paddy, Kofi Musublu, Oti, Odati, Ashur. They were the few friends I had at that time. We fought each other, etc. So I attended the same 4 and 5 school with such people. When I got to class 5, at that time when we wrote exams, the terminal report was not kept by the school. They were given to us to take home. When they were about to be filled, we personally came with those terminal reports for the teachers or the school authority to fill them. So you know that in our government schools, especially at the primary and the JHS level, things are messy. In one class, there are about 90 people. And in my class, there were about 120 people. So just imagine the temperature of the room and just imagine how effective teaching and learning was. But we managed to pass through. At that time, I filled my own report. I wrote excellent. And I gave only 2 fails. Even the fail, I didn't spell it well. F-A-L-E, fale.
Oh.
But my parents were not so well educated to detect that forgery. So my father said, wow, she could pronounce the word, but she didn't know how to spell it. So he believed me so much, and he decided to change the school, the government school I am, and send me to another private school where much attention will be paid on me for teaching and learning to go on well with me, to process the information well. So he took me to Apostle Safo School of Art and Sciences, Great Assas, at Awoshi. So I was sent to class 5 over there. First term, I was last.
Oh.
Second term, last. Third term, last but one. Third term, the one who was behind me was Odenke. We were very good friends. 2 Tibonkoso friends. So I was the last but one, and he was behind me. In fact, I saw myself as someone who is not important, because all the time I was mocked at. I saw those that took first positions to maybe 20th or 25th as those that have been blessed by God, and they are being loved by God, and they are being loved by their parents and the teachers. But I saw myself as someone who is not monumental to the people over there, to my own friends, my colleagues. It continued to break my own heart. So anytime something was being taught in class, I just sat to watch my teacher. He would be talking and talking. And one thing that gave me hope was I was good in Akan.
Okay.
Yes, my father taught me the Akan alphabets, Abede to hear. He taught me so well. So luckily enough, sometimes when the JSS people were writing exams, I passed there. I look at someone's spellings, then I will near the person and tell him that it is wrong, cancel, spell it like this. So they saw that I was good in Akan. So anytime they wrote exams, some of them made me to stand by them and I taught them. Although I was in class 5, I was able to write a T. But when I got to JSS, it deepened. Mr. Kankam, my first JSS Akan teacher and my English teacher, right now he is there. Mr. Kankam, wherever you are, my greetings to you. He taught me P. And even whatever he taught us, I have not forgotten a word. I can recite all of them.
Hey.
Yeah. At the same time, so that I was repeated once. I supposed to have
JHS or SHS?
GSS. I was supposed to complete in 2004. but I completed in 2005 because I was not good in English. I was not good in social studies, but Akan was the sole subject I topped the whole of GSS. I was repeated once, and it inspired me. I didn't give up. I didn't break my own heart. I didn't become despondent. I told myself that the fact that I have failed does not mean that it's the end of my life. So I put in every effort and started all afresh. I was sent to Jiu-Jitsu Taekwondo Academy by my father when I was 6. I had time to train all the time. I didn't get time to study what was being taught in school. It was also a factor that made me fail most of my papers. But with Akan, I never took time to sit to read, but I was good in it. I completed GSS in 2005 and I proceeded to Philosopher School of Art and Sciences. I went and studied General Arts, CRS, History, Government, and Akan. I pursued. Little by little, I was able to complete in 2008. Elective subjects. I completed in 2008. When I completed, I didn't further my education. But Nanaya General, who is the first male son of Apostle Safu, took me to Institute of Commercial Management, found at Opongolo, near University of Ghana. I went and bought my University of Ghana. I went to the campus and bought the ICM forms, where Radio University is right now. I went and bought them and started. I pursued human resource management. I worked on weekends. After that, my wife also took, at that time she was my girlfriend, and then she took the burden upon herself to further it for me to study fully marketing. But even right now, I have not gone to take my results. I don't want any marketing again. And I'm now doing marketing. I didn't put at the back of my mind that I needed a certificate. I wanted to understand what it was about for me to be able to apply them in my everyday life and make life a success. So that's all. I didn't go to university. I didn't go anywhere. Even with the diploma I went and did, we went on weekends, and after that, I put the books aside. I had BB,
Wow.
That's it.
So at what age did you pursue astrology?
Astrology. I started studying astrology at age 27. Yes. I started studying astrology. But before that, when I was in school, because English was very elusive for me or difficult for me, I naturally didn't like white people. I abhor what they did. And I heard that they enslaved us, caused pain and excruciating anguish to our forefathers, and it has brought us this far. So already I didn't like the white people. When I saw my living god Kantanka propagate during one of the annual technology shows, Sawoshi, he made mention of the fact that we the black people fear the white men because in every area that serves as element to make us proud, great and strong. We are weak. So he has come with science and technology together with agriculture. He has made several inventions and even some yet to come. It inspired me a lot, and I told myself that I will do something. I want to do something that no one has done before. Something I want no one to sit me down to teach me, but something that will come from nowhere. Something everyone will think and will not comprehend. So I didn't like the white people. I wrote several books, but I didn't print them. Personally, when I completed SSS, I wrote down certain things. They are there. I have not shown it to anyone, even my wife, about some of the strategies the white people use, that which many have not realized they used as secret tools to defeat us in all the areas. I wrote them down, and bit by bit, I came and met a friend. He's called Cash, John Adair. Everywhere I go, I meet a John, and right now I have John. John, Bet I. So it's not that Cash. Even Bet I knows him. A very short and dark guy. He's very generous, very understanding. He loved me. He is an Aquarius born. He was born on the 3rd of February, 1987. Yes, a year before I was born. His father did work at Accra Printing Press, so he had many secret books. Some 6 and 7 books of Moses. I went and got the Cherub Book of Numbers. He told me that his father had a book, and the book told him a lot of things about humanity, our personality, and the whole of our faith. Already, I wanted to do something to help Papa, Apostle Safo, to liberate Africa from mental slavery. Mental, not only bodily slavery. If you want to liberate someone, you cannot just come out and say, Bible is not good, Quran is not good, Bhagavad Gita is not good, Sutra is not good, Vesta is not good, this book is not good. Oh, the white man must have cheated us. He didn't do well. They have oppressed us. Bible is not good. Talking about all these things. Okay, after telling the people that the Bible is not good, or this and that are not good, you have not liberated them from mental slavery. Even if you have liberated them from mental slavery, they must get something. I must have an ability Africa lacks, which is part of the reasons why the white man dominated us. And it gave me a reason to choose that path, to get something to teach the people I'm going to feed you with. If I'm able to feed you with something that has meaning and that is not pointless, it will interest a lot of people who even despise the superiority of the black race and choosing the white man over the black man, that nothing good can come from Africa. That field will be where I will champion the cause of, to be able to liberate my people from mental slavery. So I went to his house. He opened the book. I read about 3-4 lines. Oh, okay, it's good. Actually, I'm 21st February. So I looked at number 3, 2 plus 1, 3. I read it and I saw those characteristics. So I asked him that he should give the book to me to read through. So I returned it. He gave the book to me. Do you know what? Oh, I came and put the book down for more than 5 years. So due to my unemployment state, I was sitting just adjacent to my window and I saw the book. It has a red cover. It's there right now. Behind was written Cherub Book of Numbers. I said, okay, let me take this and look through. Maybe it will solve my unemployment stuff. I opened the book. I read 1, 2, 3. No. Something was telling me to open this page. I didn't know what voice was coming. But I opened at another page and hey, it was serious. Oh, okay. So I took my time. I studied numerology. Took my time. It took me about 7 months to 1 year. I took my time to study it well. I digested it. At that time, I was a farmer. I was working with my master, Amingo. I walk 4 miles every day. 4 miles in, 4 miles out. At times, I'll be walking at midnight, 4 miles from Odumasi to my place. When I walked, I recited them. I thought about it. One time I was even about to step on a snake. One time I had a bicycle accident. I was riding through the darkness and I was climbing a mountain hill, not knowing a boy too was riding a bicycle and coming from my opposite side with full speed. By the time I realized, I was on the floor and my bicycle tire looked like an oblong object. I had to carry the bicycle on my head 4 miles, walked from Odumasi to my place. All was due to the fact that I was reciting what I studied. So now, when I had gone to the farmhouse, I used Master Mingo and his family as an example. They mentioned some of the date of birth of some of their friends and loved ones, even their enemies. I was able to say them because I had placed them in my mind. In fact, they confirmed everything. Everything was true, and he inspired me that I should study it more. So it gave me the vigor. It gave me the leeway. It gave me the strength to study more. When I looked at it, it didn't only tell me that this is life, but it told me to delve more into human fate and find the reason or the rationale behind all these happenings. As time goes on, I'll tell you how I was able to personally sit to get my own methodologies in making my own logic, my own figures. Everything I do is not anyone's copy. And anything within the book of Numbers, I can use them to cite example, but I don't base on them. I don't repeat them. If I had repeated them, I would have repeated them every day, and everyone will know that this is what I have knowledge of. So when I went to Click Radio, I went and did numerology. At that time, I didn't know anything about astrology until it led me to astrology, and I used only 4 days. Palmistry, only 2 days. I was able to know it because I saw that numbers are related to everything. Anything you see, even a particle of an atom, has a number. So when I took something like, okay, let me say fortune telling, face reading, hand reading, whatever, I related the basis I studied in numerology. I brought them together and studied their correspondences, and I was able to know the precision of whatever I studied over there. Here I am today.
Whoa, that's a very great one.
Hey.
Yeah,
That's a great story. It's a touching story, yes.
And very emotional too.
Yes. Especially when they mocked him at school.
Oh.
And look at him today.
Yes, it's true. It got to a time I got ill. Yes, because they foresaw my future. I passed through a very difficult period when I was 12 years old. I suffered serious stroke.
Stroke at age 12?
Yes. So I couldn't speak properly. Even when I pronounced the word, it wasn't clear. So when I spoke, you see that my mouth went to one side of my face and my friends were mocking at me. Even right now, some of my friends, when you see them, they mocked at me. When they played and I went there, they pushed me aside and told me that I'm a sickler. For I shouldn't come around them. I don't deserve to be part and parcel of them. I was not academically good and I had the disease. 2 troubles, 1 God.
See, that's so emotional. Now hold on, doctor. And let me remind our lovely viewers that we have a WhatsApp group. That's a WhatsApp channel. You can just go through our bio, go through the link, then tap on it and it sends you straight to the WhatsApp group. If not, you can just request for an add up in the comment section and we are going to add you to the group too. It's very, very effective. So I urge you all to join. Don't forget to comment, to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Doctor, apart from astrology, what are your other specialties? What have you mastered in? Explain to us in details.
I have mastered many other fields. I'm a polymath by nature. I have studied anatomy, physiology. I have studied geography. I have studied mathematics. I have also mastered physics, chemistry. If I add biology, biology, zoology, I've studied zoology. The metaphysical aspect, that is astrology, palmistry, face reading, tarot reading. I've also mastered card reading, that's cartomancy. I've also mastered hydromancy, how to read water, and also augury, how to read signs and omens. I have also studied agriculture, that is soil science, yes. I've also studied many other fields I cannot mention all.
And so far we have gotten 15.
Yay, 15.
Yes, it's 15. Nana, yeah, or it's 15.
It's 15.
Yes, I have studied many other fields, Even there are some I only finished last week. I can use about only 4 or 5 hours to study and finish one thing. If I read the introduction and I read the conclusion, my psychic ability grants me the ability to read through a book in about 7-8 minutes. I'll finish all.
A whole book?
One of my children, who is called Moyan, has written a book about robotics. He brought the book home. When I grasped the book, I opened the introduction. I read about a paragraph. I opened the back and I told him I've finished. Yes, when he brought the book, even some of those he acknowledged. I mentioned some of those people's names, although I hadn't opened the book. That is prior to that. And my name is part of the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've mastered mathematics, almighty mathematics.
Yes, mathematics. You see that what we were being taught in school was not bad though. It didn't have anything to relate to. But the mathematics I took my time to study was in relation to something, astronomy. Yes. Astronomy is the greatest of all the sciences. And astrology is greatest of all the metaphysical subjects or disciplines. I have studied both. So I have come out with my own formulas, etc.
Doctor, please, what are some of the challenges you encountered during this study?
I had many challenges, but my brain works faster, far more than you can imagine. Sometimes you have to go out there and work. Going out there to work, I had no job. I followed a friend of mine known as Kofi. It's Gideon Kumsin. He was amazing. So I followed him and worked as a laborer. We went to Awoshi, behind Odogono School. There is this uncompleted building over there. We went and worked over there. Whilst we were working, at that time, I had an inspiration. At that instant, I got to know what happens every hour of time. I discovered it over there. Working and studying didn't become difficult for me at the same time or simultaneously.
Okay.
But I can work and study at the same time. Right now we are sitting here. When you speak, and I can speak at the same time, but I will speak at the same time, and I will speak at the same time, and I can pay attention to all at the same time and answer everyone. So my ability is not stick to one thing. I can do 4 to 5 things at the same time. I can play a game on my phone. I can chat somebody on phone and a different phone, and I can browse the computer at the same time. And I can sing at the same time.
Let me ask you, who actually motivated you to do this?
Kantanka.
Ooh.
Yeah. I am not an astrologer. I am not a doctor. I'm not a philosopher. I'm a Pan-Africanist. Whatever I do, all these things are backed by me being a Pan-Africanist. It pains me to see Africans suffer. I know that what I have come here to do, I'll not complete. Like, my effort will not make Africa be liberated from mental slavery, but our genealogy, our progeny will come and continue. So for me, I have prepared the foundation. Whatever truth in every discipline I have mastered, the true foundation, I have laid them down, and our genealogy will not be able to suffer at all. For example, I have come out with the ultimate of all numbers and astrology. It is an advanced form of astrology numerology. It's known as the triangular key of Paakwesi. In account, we call it the Basa Philosopher. It's able to unlock the meaning, the true meaning of every number and the position of every star in the skies. I have personally been able to name the areas of space myself using the positive and negative triangles or angles. Let me say angles, positive and negative angles in geometry. Yes, and they point to you the exact position of a constellation rising from the east or setting in the west, found in the midheaven or the zenith or the lower heaven or nadir.
Wow.
Yes.
So you are more like a stepping stone for the.
Thank you, Trailblaze. Thank you.
Wow.
Because I don't know, most youth display their youthful stage on things that are not important.
Enjoyment.
Yes, and life is not all about enjoyment. At least you must become useful in the society. And the great living God, Kantanka, has come to this world to save Africa. So being a youth, it is the greatest opportunity for me and everyone as a youth to do this our part as a loyal citizen or a loyal entity for everything to work out. There are two types of beings walking upon the face of on the earth. We have souls and we have entities. Souls are those that live in their emotional part, on their emotional aspect. And entities rather pursue the higher wisdom. They are more of star seeds. They are here as demigods in the form of humans to help stabilize any form of setback or any form of regulations that has made us slack so much since time immemorial, or since when Kwame Nkrumah did his best to drive away all those white people, yet they still control us.
Wow. My last question before Nanaya Japan comes in, I want to ask this question. Has your field of study helped you physically in any way?
Yes. Mine is not only theoretical,
Okay.
it is physical. Because I always say, before I come to that, I always say that theology will not save Africa from our deplorable state. Science and technology will save us from our dilapidated conditions or situations. So having studied astronomy and other fields, anatomy, physiology, zoology, etc., I told you I have also studied agriculture.
Yes.
I related astronomy and astrology to geography and agriculture, seasons, how they affect plants, even how energy or currents move through our earth, the changing conditions of our earth energy field. I have used astronomy and astrology to study all these things. So if you tell me to plant here, the soil texture and the soil structure, I'll be able to use astronomy to tell you without using any physical machine to test the soil first, using simple equations. I also, you're laughing.
Like, have you tested it and it's
Yes,
working?
I have tested it so many times and I've applied it. When we enter into the autumn season,
Okay.
that is after the autumn equinox, from the 21st of September, you see that low amount of nitrogen will be left from the soil. When it happens that way, it means that all the water in our soil will be freezing to some point. Temperature will fall as 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 0 degrees Celsius. I'm able to mix certain things, certain plants, and certain animal product or byproduct. I can mix them and change the strength and change the energy of the earth to make plants grow. Although we don't have nitrogen in the earth, I can mix certain things and put them on the earth, and it will change the condition of all the soil nutrient which is lost in the soil.
Wow. Before Nanaya Japan comes in again, I want to remind you, keep sharing, comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. It's very, very important to us. That's the only thing you can do to help Dr. Paakwesi's TV. Just go to YouTube, search Dr. Paakwesi TV, subscribe, comment, and like. Now I'll leave the platform to Nanaya Japan.
Doctor, please, how did you blend your weakness and your strength to come this far?
Yes, I had a philosophy, a perception, a notion in my world that the reason why we live is for us to transform our weaknesses into strength. When something happened, I look at that thing from another angle. I didn't look at it the way a normal person will look at it. Strength is found in weakness. When I faced the challenge, I told myself that there is a message which this challenge carries. I looked for that message because I knew that the celestial bodies, the constellations, all connected to the spiritual planes, had effect and controlled everything on this planet. So far as I'm alive, anything happening in my life is not by chance, but by supreme will or supreme intelligence. I sought to look for the message that challenge carries. Even when the thing was negative, I looked for the message. I tell myself that, okay, be that as it may, I am God. I have created this challenge into someone's life. Why will I create this challenge or obstacle or hindrance into this person's or that person's life? I'll find all the reasons why I made this. I bring myself back to the person and I'll tell myself that, oh, this is the reason why God brought this challenge. So this is the message the challenge is carrying. I took that message, practiced on it, and I added it to my strength. I am not broken. I am not crippled by the challenges I come across all the time. I take advantage of anything around me. In the evenings, I sit myself down in a mirror and I ask myself, what is it that I didn't do well? What is it that I learned today? Not solely looking inside books or reading from your phone, but the very thing you looked at, the very thing you heard through your five senses. It's known as sensual perception or sensual perception or sensory perception. So anytime a challenge came, I became a god and found some reasons behind that challenge. Me as a god putting that challenge into someone's life. I found all the reasons, brought myself back to the Paakwesi, took those reasons and added those reasons to my strength. That is why I have had an expanse of knowledge and answers to most of the questions. So anytime someone is facing a challenge, I'm able to easily spot the reason or the message that challenge is carrying to be able to tell the person, transform the phase of his own weaknesses into strength. Only if the person is mentally prepared to be saved.
So if I'm not mentally prepared, it means it doesn't mean the problem can't be solved.
No, cannot be solved. Human beings are machines, and every machine must have the properties of receiving something. If you turn two north poles of a magnet, they repel each other. So like poles repel, unlike poles attract. If a challenge appears, maybe, let me say I'm ignorant. The challenge is negative. If I cry, it means, or I become sad, and if I become broken by that challenge, it means that the thing is negative. I've become negative. So like poles repel, that challenge must keep coming until I have learned the most important lesson of all. You must be well prepared. So if the challenge is S, or the south pole of a magnet, I must become the north pole to be able to attract, to get that message and use it in my everyday life. If the message is north, I must become south. In happy moments, I don't become happy. I become more vigilant. I don't become happy, because happiness blinds us. It makes us lose vigilance for our enemies to get us. If you want to get the animal in your trap, show what the animal likes so well. When the animal sees it, it becomes excited, throws away protection or safety, jumps into the trap, it is caught. So if a situation is positive, you have to calm yourself down and watch the thing so well. When it is negative, be positive and look for the positive message out of the negative situation. You have every other opportunity to develop yourself. If you are not mentally prepared, you will perceive the situation wrongly. You will interpret wrongly, and you will condition yourself exactly how it has presented itself. That's it.
Okay. Doctor, please, are you married? If yes, Doctor, please, why are you smiling?
Marriage.
Please, are you married?
I'm married.
If yes, tell us how far your marriage.
Hey, I'm married with 2 happy kids.
Wow.
They are females, Nanajua Safwa and Nanesi Akofwa. Nanajua Safwa being the eldest daughter, followed by Nanesi Akofwa. And very soon the rest will be following. Right now I have 2. And my marriage is so sweet.
Wow.
Because myself and my wife, we deserve each other. In age, we are not too old, but we are mentally mature and keeps our composure even when challenges crop up within our marriage circles. We are humans, and to err is human. We can't be perfect. But if any of us should see something which is not right on each other, we use our maturity to steady or wait for the right time, the right place, and the right ambience to strike, to make sure that we put the rightful measures in place and make things peaceful.
So how do you merge family, your work and studies?
I have time for my family. Work is work and family is family. If you stick to one side, it becomes unbalanced or imbalanced. If they are not balanced, where you have left your responsibilities will become a burden and a challenge, and it will affect those social forces. For example, if I have time for my work alone, irrespective of my family, my children will not have or get this fatherly love. My wife will not get me to communicate a lot with or interact with me a lot, and it will create disturbances in the future, because you are not around for your daughter to tell you what is there. So if she is binded by some challenges, she will not openly tell you. She will run into that mess. And is it when I'm going to complain? No, because I have been one of the most fundamental factors of making my daughter run into such situation. So I get time for my family, or I do everything. I play game.
Study.
I study. I play PlayStation game, Mortal Kombat and stuff. I play. With studies, I don't have time to study. Mine is, once I have grasped the fundamentals, the rest are not difficult. I teach my children. We play together. Sometimes you have to come. I come to the level of my children. We play together. Come and see.
Wow.
We do everything together in the home setup. We talk to each other. We advise each other, especially with my wife. Sometimes my children watch some cartoon. The cartoon carries no message, only Tom and Jerry. But I have to calm down and like what my children like for them to love me so much. So I have a lot of time for my family. I bath my children every morning before I send them to school. My wife dresses them up. I bath them and I take them to school. Beta is an eyewitness to what I'm talking about. Also, I get time to with my wife to perform household chores, do everything with my wife, and the love is there, the freshness is there. We cherish and respect each other. We motivate each other. We inspire each other. Sometimes even my wife becomes angry because I don't rest enough. After I have interacted with them, I'll go out there and spend a lot of hours trying to develop myself. She'll come out there, grab me home. So we are cool. We are cool. We are cool. We are so cool, and we have protected each other. No one can come from outside to disturb our peace. No one can dent my image to her, and vice versa. We are so good and cool together.
When I age Japan,
Marriage life.
when I age Japan, marriage will be sweet.
Marriage is sweet. Marriage is sweet when responsibilities come in.
Okay.
In fact,
Without responsibilities.
yes, for something to work and for that thing to become valuable, you have to sacrifice. That's what I'm telling you, because you are young. See the chores in the home. Imagine you building a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bedroom self-contained story building with this huge space because of your experiences of the past. A female friend of yours brought a maid in your home, and the maid came and took that man.
Snatched.
Snatched.
Yes.
Confiscated husband. So it has given you an experience. You don't want it to meet same with this 7 bedroom, 5 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 3 bedroom self-contained. It contains a lot of rooms. It is you that must do everything in your power to sweep, to clean, etc. So if we are two, and you don't want, you are a male, and you the female don't want such thing to happen, and if I don't want that thing to happen as a male, we both must take these household responsibilities upon ourselves and see everything done. A lot of work goes into it to maintain the relationship so that no third party comes from anywhere, no intruder comes in. This is why it is called a sacrifice. A lot of responsibilities goes into it to make the relationship perfect. No relationship is perfect. We are still growing. But if responsibilities goes in as a form of hard work, it will be perfect.
When I age Japan, marriage is nice when responsibility goes in. Doctor, what attributes or values back your personality?
Oh, okay. I actually don't have such thinking.
Okay.
Mine is to serve. To serve, to do my best and heave the workload of the areas Africa slacks. I cannot give myself an attribute, but anyone or everyone can call me any name, provided it is not a name that insults. There are many attributes, but mine is Nyamesafotiasi.
That means God is what? God is alive.
God is
God is alive. God is alive. Okay, doctor, tell us your career achievement so far.
I don't know what I've achieved.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Please tell us something.
I'm still working
Yes.
so hard. With my career achievement, I'm not talking about I've established this business or I've established that business. But I'm talking about my own inventions.
Okay.
I have made many inventions. Even right now, I'm speaking to you. I've made another invention while speaking to you at the same time. Yes. I discover something new all the time, every day. Every day. For example, I have discovered simple ways to see the changing weather conditions. Yes, every day. Whether it will rain or whether it will shine at this portion of the earth or it will become cloudy at this portion of the earth. In relation to astronomy, as I'm talking to you right now, once I have studied the basis of the sciences, I use the same basics or basic concept as the engine to power any form of invention I make. Unless I don't focus. If I focus in that field, I'll be able to discover something right now. So I have made my own equations, how to calculate the separative motions between the sun and the signs of the zodiac. I have carefully made the calculations from the ascendant to the midheaven, how it's set and how it comes back to the ascendant with 4 minutes deduction every day. I also have come out with simple equations to locate the sun in each of the constellations throughout the month. And there are certain equations I have not revealed to anybody, telling you which exact degree such formula further shows you. At the same time, I have also come across the secret code of time. Secret code of time also teaches you and leads you to know how the signs of the zodiac and the planets are able to spread through the night skies in our various seasons. At the same time, I have come out with what is known as the infinite identity science. Infinite identity science will teach you how to differentiate between twins, even if they are separated by a millisecond of time.
Wow.
Yes.
You are really a multitasker. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Nana Japan, what have you learned so far? I'll go first. Always see positivity in negativity.
Yes.
That's what I've learned so far. So I'll urge everyone to state in the comment section what they've learned so far. So Nana Japan, what have you learned so far?
Doctor said if you want your marriage to be a very great one, you have to let your responsibilities be very more important in it.
Wow, so you want to marry soon, eh? The way you are talking about marriage, it seems you want to marry soon. Okay, I'll leave the platform to you again.
Doctor.
Yes, madam.
Please, where do you see yourself in the next years to come?
Yes. Our life is short. Human life is short. But so far, with the discoveries I've made, as the foundations I have laid, even when I'm no more, whether I grow old or I leave this phase of the earth early, the foundations I have made so far will be able to direct our genealogy so well, so that in time, if my caliber comes out, we'll be able to make further inventions. But right now, for the question that you've asked, I see myself becoming great. I see myself as someone who even knows nothing. I still see myself that whatever I've achieved is wrong. I'm now going to start. If a bottle is empty, a new substance can enter. But if you see yourself as full, if you see the bottle as being full, no other substance can be added. I have to empty myself every day to unlearn what I've already learned, to relearn and to learn new things.
Please, is there anything you want to add up?
Okay, what I will say is anything that is valuable must be sacrifice must lead. Sacrifice A man said this, that the most valuable thing that you can achieve, you must sacrifice. He added that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing. Nothing that has meaning is easy, and easy doesn't enter into grown-up life. So you have to work hard enough. Spend sleepless nights. I don't mean never sleep. You have to sleep. But you have to always focus that despite the pleasures in our mortal world, you do everything in your power to become meaningful in your society, so that when you are not around, or you make a transition from the land of the living to the land of the dead, you are forever remembered. The good name or good attribute that is given to you after death will pay you so well, even in the dead lands. Many people are suffering because they wasted their time here. I'll talk about this one day. We call it the world of the hungry ghosts. Even when you spit, there are some ghosts that are struggling to eat your own spit. We will talk about it later. In order for you to prevent all these things, you must not hide yourself in the maroon of danger, the maroon to live in your animal pleasures, forgetting yourself so soon that even in the afterlife, there's a harsh reality waiting for all. Thank you.
Thank Doctor for having a very great time sharing his life experience with us. We thank you all for watching. I'll leave the mantle to my sister Jennifer. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nanaya in Japan. We thank all our lovely subscribers and viewers for having a great time with us too. Can you comment? What did you learn in today's episode? Comment below, and in due time we shall read it. This is where we draw the curtains to today's episode on One-on-One Show with Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. My name is Jennifer Naira, and I'm here with my co-host Nanaya in Japan. We had a lovely time with Dr. Paakwesi, the African Philosopher. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.